So welcome everybody, I'm Jonathan Novak, I'm the CEO and founder of Spree Interactive. I'm here with my colleague Maria, and we just came straight from Mars. Around the corner we have a little booth, and you can travel there within 15 minutes, Mars back and forth, and that's exactly what we're talking about today, virtual traveling use case. What is actually virtual traveling? So what are different ways to do that? And obviously, some people might think of, oh, I'm just in front of my laptop and I'm browsing a little bit. And that could be one definition of virtual traveling. Then there's obviously the walkthroughs in museums where you can jump from one discrete point to the others. And that is also a nice thing if you can't visit the real museum. For example, Deutsche Museum has one of that. Then there's this virtual reality headsets you can have at home. However, you sit in a chair and you have a virtual reality ride, for example, in Disney. Could be a little bit tricky because you have motion sickness, because your audio visuals tells you, oh, I'm actually on a roller coaster ride, but your stomach tells you, no, I'm actually sitting on a chair. So that's not for everybody. And then we have the augmented reality guides, where essentially you are in the real place, the physical place here in Rio de Janeiro, and you're just holding your device, your iPhone or your iPad, and get augmented information on top of that. So that's not too bad. And then a thing which comes very close to true virtual traveling is Google Earth VR, where you literally can zoom into the Earth in Manhattan and then even combine it with Google Street View. And the answer is really there's no clear definition what virtual traveling is, so there are different ways, and I've clustered them in terms of graphical realism and interaction. And here you can see that obviously a game like Pac-Man is a very simple way to travel virtually into another space. You have travel vlogs, basically blogs, and then on the very right-hand side from graphical realism, you have movies which try to resemble the reality like Avatar. However, they lack interaction. And what we tried with Spree Interactive is to create one, you can't see that, but to create the Spree Arena where you really move around in the virtual space and you have this interaction. And now with Mission to Mars, we put a graphical realism on top of that so it really looks and feels real. And the VR bumper car is actually even more interactive because speed comes on top of that. So wherever you have the speed and the wind, it's a real wind, then obviously you think you're really in this other world. In this case, we have a steampunk VR world. Cook your favorite dish from your country can also obviously be a way of virtual traveling because essentially you're interacting with the food, you're eating it, and it's pretty real. So when does virtual travel really make sense? Whenever you want to travel in time, backwards and to the future, wherever you can't access a place which you want to travel. During Corona times, obviously that's very relevant, or wherever you want to do something impossible. So we have one of our demos is where you are a miniature, and this is obviously not possible in reality. And for education, innovation, and entertainment, that's very relevant applications of virtual traveling. And with Mission to Mars, which I would kindly ask to play now, this is actually what you see when you put the headsets on. So we try to tick all the boxes when it comes to travel in time. So to the future, one thing in 20 years, the first person will be on Mars, travel obviously in space, far away, and do the impossible, at least for now.
Start your mission in space, looking down on Earth. With Spree Interactive. Learn new things on the Galileo space station. And fly to Mars for an important mission. Achieve all missions as a biologist, as a geologist, as an architect, as a commander. But will you manage to succeed in all missions? There might be some difficulties. Start your mission mission to Mars with Spree Interactive and Galileo.
So ProSiebenSat.1 invested 3 million into us, and that's why we teamed up with Galileo. And ourselves, we produce a mission to Mars in collaboration with Pixomondo. Pixomondo is a Hollywood FX studio who usually do special effects for Game of Thrones and other companies. The VR bumper car teaser, where you get a virtual insight into what we call a half pipe. So you think you're on a half pipe, but you're actually on a flat surface, of course. And then the free roam VR, which is one of the world's best redirected walking games. Basically, we have a 3 by 5 meters physical space, but the users think they have indefinite space because they walk and walk. However, the game turns you into circles. So essentially, you walk in circles and you think you have a huge space. So that's, we think, is also part of the future of mobility, where you just utilize the space you have more efficiently and creatively.